I know how annoying it is to know that you just need to let go and you just need to go with the flow in order to get what you want, yet feeling like you just can't do it and that you've almost even become obsessed with manifesting your dream. I've had this happen before with lots of things where I knew I just needed to eliminate my resistance, but I was obsessed. Sometimes it's been with injuries, with illnesses, with relationships, with money, and it can be so frustrating. So today I want to share with you a very simple 3-part process where you can eliminate resistance instantly. I actually just did this again this past weekend with something and I had immediate results. So I'm going to share with you that story and the process so that you can apply it to whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest. So just a few weeks back, I actually became very aware of a particular thing that I wanted to manifest. And I actually talked about it in an earlier video on how I manifest any physical appearance change. And in that video, I talked a little bit about how I've been having an issue with vertigo, with seasickness. And it actually become extremely annoying. I'm like one of those people who loves roller coasters and like thrill rides, and had been noticing that this vertigo issue was starting to get in the way of me being able to enjoy those kinds of things. So not going on as many roller coasters, not getting on boats, getting nauseous in the car. It was really getting pretty ridiculous. And so what I wanted to manifest was being nausea-free, being able to do an activity that would ordinarily cause me to become seasick or nauseous or have vertigo, and be able to do that activity without getting sick and without having to take my nausea medication, because I've got stacks and stacks of nausea medication at this point piled up to combat this issue. So here's the 3-part process that I use to eliminate nausea. And you can use it whenever there's something that you're holding on to resistance with. For me, I was resistant to the idea that I could do some of these activities nausea-free. So the first step in this process to eliminate your resistance instantly is to identify, why do you believe you cannot have your dream? Why do you believe you cannot have your dream? Very important thing to identify, because it sets you back into the understanding that you are the creator of your reality. Okay, and so it's very often that we pass the buck off. We say that something else is creating our reality, but this helps you bring it back in. Why do I believe I can't have my dream? Because that's the resistance point. And we have to take ownership of it in order to shift it, in order to alchemize it to get a different result. So for me, this happened this weekend because I took a road trip with some friends down to Hollywood, Florida. It's near Fort Lauderdale, and it was about a 2.5-hour car ride, and I sat in the back. Now, I know for most people, not a big deal. 2.5-hour car ride, easy. Put me in the back seat of a car for 2.5 hours, that would mean I would need to take my nausea medication. Okay, so that's just kind of where I was. And so we got into the car, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see how long I go. And about halfway through the ride, I started to feel the nausea creeping in. And so in that moment, I asked myself, why do you believe you can't have this nausea-free experience? Why are you holding on to resistance? Why do you believe that you're going to get sick? And I reminded myself of all of those reasons. See, I've been believing that I'm going to be nauseous predominantly because I'm getting older, okay? Quote unquote. That's been the big belief structure. I've had it in my mind. I've heard people say it, oh, as you get older, you can't go on as many rides. You get nauseous more easily. And so in my mind, I've started to internalize this. I'm getting older, you know, maybe it's my hormones, maybe it's my age. And I reminded myself of that. And I took back that this is my belief, that a 40-year-old plus woman is going to be more likely to get nauseous. That's my belief. Now, that was my step one, okay, for applying this process to eliminate resistance. Why don't you go ahead and do your step one now? Why do you believe that you're resistant to your dream? Are you resistant to the idea of materializing the relationship that you want, or the money that you want, or the job that you want, or the house that you want? What is it that you want that you feel resistance to? Go ahead and take over ownership and write below in the comments, what's the belief structure that you're holding into? Why do you believe that you cannot have your dream? Identifying that belief is critical, again, for shifting it. Now, once you have your belief or your beliefs, because sometimes it's more than one belief, okay? Sometimes it's multiple beliefs. Once you have those down, you move into the next part of this process. And the next part of this process is to identify, why is this belief not necessarily true? Okay? Why is the belief that you believe in, why you cannot have your dream, not necessarily true? Maybe true sometimes, but why is it not necessarily true? Now, this is critical for shifting the belief structures, because if you're holding on to resistance, there's a belief that you're holding on to that you've decided to identify is always true. It has to be true for you. That's just the way that it is. And we've gotten very locked into that belief. And so to start to loosen that belief up and shift it, we have to identify, how is this belief not necessarily true? Why might I be kidding myself? Why might I be conning myself? So again, for me, with the nausea, I was buying into the idea that getting older was why I would become nauseous. It was why I was struggling with nausea. Well, why is that belief not necessarily true? I mean, you can probably tell, because hopefully you don't have this issue, right? There's plenty of people who are older, who get on boats, who go on cruises, who are like literally captains of the ship, like that show, like Below Deck. What's that guy's name? Captain Lee. You ever seen, maybe you know who that is. You ever seen that guy? He's way older than me, and he's a captain of a ship. He hangs out on a boat all the time, right? And so age is not necessarily gonna dictate whether or not you have nausea. And so while I was in the car, I sat there and I thought about, why is this age thing not necessarily true? And I thought about my friends who are older than me, who go on cruises, who go on roller coaster rides, who do all kinds of things and do not require nausea medication. And I just kept doing that, okay? Now you'll notice when you do this step, whatever kind of fear that you have is gonna start to feel like it's not that big of a deal. You're gonna start feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable, and that's an awesome sign that you're starting to loosen up that belief and you're shifting into a reality where you're not carrying that resistance. All right, now I've got some more information on how to eliminate your resistance instantly. But first, if you enjoy law of attraction videos that help you materialize the life of your dreams, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, make sure to click the little bell, get your notifications, because I do put out law of attraction content like this every single week, and I know that you'll enjoy coming along for the ride. All right, but for our next step here on how to eliminate your resistance, once you've identified why your beliefs, your resistant beliefs, are not necessarily true, the next thing that you want to do, as soon as you start feeling good, you start feeling better, you start feeling more relaxed, immediately jump into, why should you have your dream? Or another way to look at this is, why would the universe want you to have your dream? Okay, so what we want to do at this point, once you start feeling a little bit better, immediately jump into, why should you have your dream, or why would the universe want you to have your dream? So for me, in the car, starting to feel a little bit better, and I immediately jump into, why does the universe want me to be nausea-free? Why should I be able to go in this car and feel great the whole way there? Why should I be able to get on a roller coaster and feel awesome? Well, I love those kinds of things. I love thrill rides, and it's good for me to be in a high vibrational state. And so anything that allows me to get into a high vibrational state, I should be able to do those things. I love teaching people about the law of attraction and how to shift their beliefs. And so I would love to be able to shift this, and the universe would love for me to be able to shift this to prove to everybody else that these kinds of things can be done. My kids love having time with their mom to do all of these kinds of activities, and wouldn't it be great for them if I could do that? Okay, and so when you're in that state where you're starting to feel better, think about why should you have your dream? Why is it good for you to have your dream? And you just keep going with it. And at that point, you're gonna start to feel real good. And once you feel real good, you've done your job. And at that point, the resistance will be gone. And for me, I could tell because I felt better. And I was able to get through the rest of that car ride without taking any nausea medication. Just fine. Even better, on the way back, when we came back the next day, it didn't even come on at all. And I didn't even have to do this process. I was able to get in a car for a 2.5-hour ride, feeling fantastic without even a hint of nausea, which again, for me, big deal. Now, I do want to mention that I do have a new Law of Attraction course coming out. If you are interested in money attraction and specifically how to eliminate debt, quick announcement that I do have a course that is in progress and it will be released not right away, but probably in the next couple of months. And so if you've been attracting money, but you've been having a hard time keeping it in the bank, or if it feels like there's more money going out than coming in, I am creating a new Law of Attraction program designed to help you correct that energetically so that you can eliminate debt and just accumulate money into your bank account the way that you want it to. If you're interested in learning more about that particular program, I am going to go ahead and drop a link below in the description. If you sign up with that link, you'll get notifications when that program goes live, along with a 50% off coupon code, because I am going to release that course for the first week for 50% off. So if that is interesting to you, please make sure to go ahead and sign up below. Additionally, if you are new to my work here, I would love to invite you to take my 5-minute Law of Attraction manifesting test. If you would like to know for sure that you are the creator of your reality and what you think up here is what you attract into your life, I've devised a very simple, very quick 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself, put something out, and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. I will also go ahead and put the link below in the description for the sake of ease, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. Thanks so much for watching today's video on how to eliminate resistance immediately and manifest now. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. And of course, I look forward to bringing you another one soon. Bye-bye.